Hey guys, welcome back to Of Land and Leaf. On this channel, I'm making huge changes through small scale gardening, and I'm back at the garden today after about a week of being away. I brought so much stuff. My car is so packed. I literally have 4 10-foot long ladder mesh panels, ladder mesh blocks in my car, soil, seedlings, I mean a ton of stuff. So I'm gonna get unpacked, finish the last section of garden prep, and do some planting. Actually doing some planting today, building some things. I just wanted to bring you along with me while I got some work done in the garden. Look at my car. These are the ladder mesh blocks. They're going all of the way into the trunk. You can't see that. Soil, stuff. We had a community garden sale. Some of the members grew things that they're selling. I'm not going to do much damage because I am trying to challenge myself to grow everything from seed this year. And so I already have tomatoes. There's lots of tomatoes and things like that. And I already have those that I've started myself. There is a member that sells honey, and so I might get some honey. And I've never grown or even eaten bok choy, so I'm thinking about maybe spending $2 on the bok choy seedlings. Okay, so first trip, because I'm gonna have to take multiple trips, but the first trip I grabbed 1 of 2 of these wine crates. These were a Facebook Market find. I ended up getting 8 of them for 30 bucks, which is a good price. And I'll show you how I'm gonna use those. I took the drop over greenhouse out of the car. And I'm hoping to get that put together today. I have some potting soil mix that I'm going to use to get my cucumbers potted today. Some seedlings that I actually started at home that are really not ready to be out yet, but I need to get them out because I need space, so I brought them. Some herbs that I got from the store today, a bunch of seeds and other stuff, like my whole book. All of that came out of the first run, and then I'm gonna go get some more stuff in a moment, but I wanted to just start emptying the car. Okay, so I just had to kind of take a minute to see what everything was doing, because I haven't been here for a week, and everything looks decent. It looks like spring prep is happening. This is the last little section that I need to put together, and this is going to be somewhat of a workstation, so it's not going to be all of the way, you know, laid out, designed, and pretty, because I have to keep stuff there. But I am thinking about putting watermelon right down this row right here, next to the flowers and the strawberries, so that they're, you know, they'll get pollinated. That's the plan right now. So I am gonna even this little area out and put some landscape fabric down just right there, and probably right in here. And this design may change, but that's the last little section that I need to do. And then we're gonna do some planning out, which I'm excited about, and I'll do my first ever garden tour. Okay, so the 4th section is as clean as it's going to be right now. This is where my leaves and bags and tools and this extra stuff, I need a place for it, so it's gonna be in this little corner right here. I've put barrier down, although it may not stay down, but just for now, just to keep the weeds down and to make the area look neat, I've put some barrier down. And I'm now getting ready to put my greenhouse together, and I marked off where I want it with those 2 bricks, so those bricks are coming up. But the greenhouse is going to go right there. I never finished putting the netting on this side, so I have to keep that in mind, that I need to make sure that the netting goes up. But right now we're moving forward. I'm trying to catch that on Facebook Marketplace and not pay full price for it, because I got all of it on Facebook Marketplace, and I just didn't have enough room to finish that one little area. So let's see if I can get this greenhouse put together. So first I need to put my little tripod. I bought a new tripod because the other one just wasn't really sturdy enough to be out here. So I bought this new tripod. I'm gonna put this together so that I can hopefully be hands-free while I put the greenhouse together. I got this off Amazon. I'll let you know if I like it. Okay, this is gonna take a second. I don't like reading instructions, but I have to. So I'm gonna turn the camera off for a second while I assemble the frame. Okay, yeah, I have one little frame done. It probably took me 15 minutes. I'm gonna blame myself because I'm just not good with this. As soon as I saw that I had to read instructions, I knew that this was not gonna go exactly how I wanted to go. You know, it's $20, so you're gonna work for your $20. Somebody once told me you're either gonna get it fast and cheap or cheap. Wait, let me see how I went. You can get it fast and cheap, but it's not gonna be good. You can get it good and fast, but it's not gonna be cheap. I think that's how they say. So anyway, this was cheap. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of work. So I'm not gonna make you watch all of that, but I was gonna show you that I have the one little frame up. You'll see the second frame should go faster since I've labored through the first frame. Okay, this is coming together. Let me be the first to admit that since I don't read, I didn't realize it's a little bit larger than I thought it was gonna be. So it's making me change my garden plan just a little bit, but I'm also seeing a lot of potential of what I can do with it. So let me keep working. Okay, I have the frame assembled. This is a big chunk of the garden, so this is gonna be a big commitment to decide to keep this. So for now, we will do that, but I am thinking about whether or not this was a good purchase just based on the limited amount of space that I have. But I'm gonna put the cover on it and we'll see. Okay, so the last thing that it came with were these hooks that you use to secure the cover down so it doesn't blow away. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these hooks in now. Okay, your girl is tired. I've been working nonstop for 2.5 hours. The last thing I'm gonna do is just use some zip ties to secure my ladder mesh that I purchased from Home Depot. I wanna secure that because I'm using that as a cucumber arch. And so I'll show that to you in one moment. Okay, just so you can see, I put a little stone in here to hold this arch in. It's not really an arch, but it's gonna be an arch for me. And I will put more potting soil in. So this will be really secure. And if I need to, I can come back and put some stakes on it or something if the cucumbers are too heavy. But this will keep them off the ground. They'll be behind my tomatoes, so they'll get a little bit of shade, a little bit of sun. It should be the perfect scenario. Okay, the sun is going down. I'm exhausted. I really did put some work in. I thought it was gonna take me maybe an hour. It took me over 2 hours to get things cleaned up and set up the way that I want them so that I can start planting. So I will do a plant out video separate. I was gonna do it as part of this, but let's go ahead and see what the spring garden looks like now that it's all set up. I'm just gonna walk you through the garden, show you what's here, and then I think the plan is to do one every month so that you can watch the progression. So there's not a whole lot happening, but there are some things that I wanna show you. So let's get into my first ever garden tour. Okay, so let's start on this side of the garden. As I mentioned, there's not a whole lot going on. Spring, I've got some leftover from my fall winter garden. But I wanted to show you these domes that I got from Dollar Tree. I planted spinach and lettuce and it was really struggling. And then I covered them with these domes and it is taking off. So I'm getting ready to start harvesting spinach. Just so you can see, like, all of this was planted at the same time. Here's what the lettuce looks like inside the dome. And here's a lettuce that I didn't put inside the dome. It's growing so much better inside of here. So I'm gonna harvest some today. And I'll probably get a couple more of these because I have some tomatoes that I wanna plant out that are really not ready to be planted out. And I think I'm gonna use the same dome idea for those. This is garlic Gotta look in my book and see when I planted this garlic. I think I planted it in December, not knowing that garlic takes 8 months to grow, and then another 1 month before you can actually eat it. So it's got a pretty prominent space in my garden, but now that I know that, I can plant smarter in the future. But that's garlic. I also have garlic here in front of all of my bolted cabbage and collards. Another item that I'm going to plant differently moving forward, because I was told that this could actually continue to grow if I cut it back, but this is not the space where I want it, because I want to plant corn over here. But I'm leaving it because look at how beautiful the flowers are. I love the flowers, and the bees really love it. Here's another little Dollar Tree find. I'm in a community garden space. I'm not out here to keep animals away, and when the wind blows, this makes noise. It reflects light. It's been really good for keeping critters away. Here you'll see kale and more garlic all along here. My kale did beautifully. I planted this kale from seed. Look at that. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull that and continue to harvest that. My kale did beautifully. I planted it from seed back in, I wanna say November, and it looked dead all in December and January, and then it just started growing, and it just looks beautiful. I'm actually gonna harvest some and attempt to make kale chips with them in the oven. So I'll let you know how that goes. This is a blueberry piece. I'm sorry, it's a blackberry cutting that someone gave me last year. Again, right before winter, I put it in the ground so that it could establish itself over winter. And it's coming back really nicely. So I have the same hopes for this piece that someone just gave me the other day. And I put it in the ground, and it's looking really sad. But I'm gonna fertilize it today before I leave, and I'm just gonna continue to love on it and see what it does. All along here are mostly red onions that I purchased as part of the community garden. We made a big bulk purchase. So I have red onions in the back. I knew that they needed a long time to grow, so I put them in the back next to the fence so they're not in the way. We'll let that go. You know, so they'll be there. They'll be there for a while. And then this blank space, I was going to put radish. These are cute cabbages that I harvested. So this empty space, I was gonna put radish, but I went ahead and put the radish in the strawberry towers. I may still go ahead and put some in there because they only take like 20, 25 days, but I'm planning on getting corn in this whole spot in May. So I want this area to be cleared out for corn. But for now, here we are. I will probably get some volunteer collards next year because I'm just letting the seeds do what they want. But I'm definitely going to get some of this kale today. I've been harvesting kale, using it in salads and sauteing it, but I'm going to try the kale chips. Okay, so let's continue on into the strawberry towers. So in here we have strawberry. We have, this is supposed to be spinach. So we'll see how it comes up. I just planted this the other day. I'll put the date on. I have to look in my book and see what date, just so I can start building this out. I'm also going to put lettuce in here, but not today. Over here, we have strawberries. And I don't remember what this is. I need to check. I need to look in my book. I keep a garden journal. I want to say those are the radishes. I've never grown radish before. So that might be the radishes that are growing. As a matter of fact, it is. Yeah, these are radishes. This tower does get dry. So I've dropped some worms in there, and I keep trying to put matter in there for the worms so that they don't get too dry and uncomfortable. And you definitely need to put like perlite or, you know, some matter in here so that it doesn't get too hard and dry. I'm gonna build this out with something that likes shade, because my son is in the front of this all day, not in the back. So probably put some lettuce in here, but this is what it looks like right now. Over here, more onions. I have a ton of red onions. This is my little workstation, but these are flowers that I planted last year that I did not know will continue to grow. There's some weeds mixed in here, so I really do need to go through here. There are coneflower and black-eyed Susan in here, and I need to go through, and I don't know if I'm supposed to cut this down. I haven't touched it because I don't know what to do. I need to do some research. Here's more of my little workstation. There are my gloves, Mommy. I had them on while I was working today. Just took them off. And I decided to just put some stuff, to get some stuff out of the way. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do some of the planning that I wanted to do today. So let's take advantage of the greenhouse and put the tomato seedlings, which are in here. Let's put those in here, let them sit, and I'll just try to come out tomorrow and get them planted. This is my ladder mesh arch trellis that I am going to grow cucumbers on. So I just put the potting soil in here today. I'm gonna put some compost and a little more potting soil and let that sit. I know you're supposed to let it sit for a while. I don't know that I'm gonna let it sit for a week or two. I did let this sit for a week, and so I'm ready to plant this out. I'm gonna put some tomatoes in here and some herbs, things like that. And I'm not sure what the plan is for the wine crates. They were originally for the cucumbers, and then I realized that it would not hold the trellis very well. So this just might be a pretty place for me to put flowers, because I'm adding flowers to the garden. There will be some beans over in the corner. Just haven't figured out what beans. I think some green, like pole beans. I'm putting bush beans here, but nothing yet. And this is so interesting. I'd cut this comfrey. Someone gave me permission to cut a piece of their comfrey, and I cut it and it all died. But today I looked and it looks like it's trying to come back. So what I'm gonna do is just leave it. I'm not in a hurry to plant out. And so the dead parts will go back to the flower or to the herb. That's something that I've learned. I don't throw away. When a plant dies, I don't toss the dead plant. I give it back to the plant. And that seemed to do really well for my plants last year. They know what they need, just like we know what we need. And so instead of stripping it away from them and trying to feed it artificially, just let it have itself to heal itself. So I'll keep watching, see how it grows. Keep, you know, giving it love. This is doing extremely well. I heard it's like succulent almost, and doesn't have to be watered a lot. So I'm trying to figure out what else I can put in here. I would love to put some sort of flower that doesn't need to be watered a lot. Mommy, if you have a suggestion, let me know what I might want to put in there. So that's it for April. The next video, I'll show you some of the things that I'm planting. Finally got it together and I'm ready to go. So I'll see you soon. Happy gardening.